Actually, go to your left a little bit. No, your left. Go down.
Right here, straight ahead of this guy. Okay. And then right here, everyone, contact, eye contact. Right here, guys.
One love is a message, but there's also a love story involved in it too. So that day is the day of love, so we think it's the appropriate time. We have to pay respect to the culture and the homeland, yeah? And for Bob, this is the most appropriate thing. We want to make sure we explore a side of Bob that has not been explored. We want to make sure the spirituality was strong, and that the different sides of him we showed. Humorous side, fearful side, violent side, the jealous side, all different sides, They're both powerful actors. And like my father and my mother, they had a mutual respect for each other. And I don't know, like the same intention in what they were doing. It brings up me thinking about what my father went through that he didn't show emotionally. The circumstances that he went through that period of time were life-changing circumstances. It wasn't regular life. And so I wonder, doing the movie made me wonder how it affected him on the inside, So that's how I think about that. Something you thought about. The message is, do something for somebody else. Help out each other. Help out each other. That's one of the messages.
I think it's obviously a message of peace, a message of love, but also a message of rebellion and revolution. I think it's a great time for that. The world definitely needs it, and whether you're going to cuddle up and be in love on Valentine's Day, or you're just single and doing your thing, it's going to be a great movie to see. It's going to be a great watch. It's so inspiring. I'm very excited. Well, I was born and raised here in Kingston, and my whole family comes from Jamaica, so it's sort of a homecoming. It's sort of just a great inspiring moment for everyone to just see Jamaica on that level and on the big screen. I'm so excited. Kingsley is an incredible actor. I think that's the most important thing. I couldn't think of anyone better. After I saw it, I was like, this is such a vibe. And also, let's talk about Lashana though, because I just felt my grandma all over that. So that was an incredible performance. She's brilliant. Women are very important, as you know. So love sometimes is shown in so many different ways, and love is what brought me here. Love is what brought my dad here. So it's amazing to see that on the screen. And also, I think just them having each other as a rock, going from, nothing to something, as they say, is a really inspiring story. So what my grandpa's message does for me is it just allows me to be myself. It allows me to try new things. It grounds me, and it's just an overflowing creativity. So my music, I guess, is a little bit more alternative, but there's still a through line of just the spirit. So that's what he did for me, yeah.
Well, you know, February is Grandpa's month already, and then the 14th is Love Day, and you know, him is the love general. So perfect day, perfect month. This is the home of it all, so this is very crucial and very important that we're representing here and giving the Jamaican people a moment to also experience this. Yeah, man. Oh, he's my teacher. Not just music, I mean life, honey. There's always a message or a song that represents something somewhere in my life.
Bob was trying to tap into something a little bit higher, you know, and yeah, his message, to re-engage with the message of the music and his lyrics, really, you know, and to hear what he's saying. I think it's a really great moment for the movie to come out. Bob's he's not simple. There's a huge backstory there, and I want to make sure that I understood all of it. But it's not just Bob. It's anytime I take a role, I want to work. You know what I mean? You got to go to work, and then when you start studying Bob, you realize he's on working. So, like, if you want to get into Bob's character, you have to understand that man was on work. He was a grafter, and his whole life was about music and creating music, and the energy he put into creating them songs that we all now get to enjoy. We get to receive the benefits of his genius and his creation. So you just got to get up and get on it. Get up and get on it and do the work, and just trust that all of the Jamaican cast, all of the family, all of Bob's friends, all the love they put into this and all of the belief they put into the project. Like, this was a communal thing, you know. I've never been a part of a project where the creation of something was to do with everyone, you know, all of the input. And I had to ask a lot of questions because I'm with Jamaicans every day. I'll be like, how Bob say this, how Bob say that, how Bob say this, how Bob say that, you know. And Neville Garrick, Bob's close friend who we sadly lost, I was with him every day, you know. So it was just a constant conversation, and just striving to try and just do the best we can with each day, and you know, and then just trust that the work will come through. Lashana is the light. She's the light of this film, and she was the light of my process. And Lashana and I had the huge benefit of meeting 6 months before we started. So we were talking about the relationship and the characters for 6 months before we started shooting. So we had a huge head start, and Lashana, she's brilliant in her preparation, and then her work speaks for itself. So we just put our heads together and really tried to bring as much dignity and that feeling of unconditional love to it, you know. And like, sometimes the unspoken says more. So we speak about that a lot. Sometimes you don't need to say too much to feel like, to create a feeling. So we worked on that. One love, one art, one destiny, you know.
The film's called Bob Marley, One Love. The film, this country, the man, it's all about love and all different types of love. But yeah, I think at the center of this film as well is a romantic love. I mean, Rita and Bob and their story and how she really informed his message and his journey is integral to the film, integral to his journey and Rita's. So yeah, it's imbued, it's full of love, man, and yeah, what better place, a better country to celebrate that message. I only want to do films in Jamaica now, forever. Like, the shooting it, the presenting it here, I honestly, like, Bob's message of unity and inclusivity and just like warm, open-hearted welcome is what we experienced every day on that film set. When the Jamaican actors came to London, we were hopeless at hosting them. When we came to Jamaica, every night they were like, where do you want to go and eat? Let's go to the beach on the days off. Like, they took us into their arms. They showed us their country with pride and enthusiasm, and we had an amazing time. I fell in love with this country. I love the people, I love the food, I love it all. I haven't met Chris yet, but I reached out to him, and our schedules didn't align, and we couldn't, I mean, for whatever reason, we didn't get to speak. I obviously know a lot of people who knew him, and particularly on this set, like Neville and others were my line to Chris. And then, of course, the research I was able to do in his book. And but I'm thinking I might meet him tonight, which is a little intimidating. When you play someone, well, you've got a responsibility to like capture them, but when they're alive, it's one thing. When they watch the movie with you for the first time in the same theater, terrifying. So I'm going to go to him after the film. And then I'll be able to gauge whether he liked it or not, and he approved. And if he didn't, I'll just keep a wide berth. Dude, Kingsley Ben-Adir, I've never worked with anyone who works so hard. Like, the guy is so committed and so thorough. We arrived on that first day of rehearsals, and I was amazed. Even then, he would slip in from his Kingsley's voice, and he would just be chatting away about the movie and his hopes for it, and then he would just sort of, without any sort of ceremony or pomp, or he would just slip into patois and start speaking and riffing as Bob, and almost like he was possessed. It was quite extraordinary, and it was just so living and breathing that role and that headspace, that man, that it would just sort of come and take him over, and then Kingsley would return. Bob would enter, and then Kingsley would return. It was remarkable. His work ethic, his commitment, his passion for this project. Like, he has been fighting for, in the best way, fighting for this film and the vision, which I think you'll see. It's a very personal, delicate, and private portrayal of a man. It goes deep into his psyche. It's not that kind of surf. Everyone knows Bob Marley and the music, but what we tried to do was get in here, and Kingsley was the one who allowed that access. Lashana, how do you describe her? Like, the small amount of time I've known her, I feel so close to her. She's so, again, like Rita, warm and open and in touch with something so vital and honest. Like, again, all to do with love. Like, she just has love to give, and she's indiscriminate about how she gives it and who she gives it to, and the kind of person you're enter her aura, and you feel cared for and held and relaxed. She invited me to her wedding, and after not having spent much time with me, just because that's the kind of, she's just this gorgeous soul who just brings people together, and I love her. Yeah. I love that. This film would never have happened without the support of the family. The experience would have been totally different. I mean, Ziggy was everything to this film. Like, he was, producer. He had various hats on. Obviously, they re-recorded loads of the tunes, and Ziggy was like, that was him. But more than that, to have Ziggy there was to have Bob there in a way. He looks like the guy. He's his son. He captures and carries that essence, and that, again, like Rita, like Lashana, there's a deep feeling of love and the message, and Ziggy kind of carries that, and you see the way people in Jamaica react to him, and it's very earned. Like, he really is a special soul, and so to have him on set, the atmosphere of the set changes, and we're aware of the responsibility we had, and I mean, everything. Of course, we had Neville, who was there every day, like, keeping us close to the authenticity. That was important. Ziggy was there keeping us close to the world and the man and the authenticity, but it was bigger than that. It was more important. It was a profound privilege to have them there, and it meant that we elevated our game and brought something more than just making a movie. There was something really magical about it.
Yeah, man, it's showing you how great Bob Marley is, and it's showing you the struggles, the ups and downs that he went through, from what happened in Jamaica in 1976, when they got exiled in England in 1977, and the peace concert 78. So people who didn't know Bob was gonna know Bob now. It's showing you the root where everything started. It started from the root before it became the branches. They did it right, and that is the only way it could be right. And none of us knew what to expect, what was gonna happen. I mean, we knew we were gonna film in England, and we knew we were gonna film in Jamaica, but we thought we were gonna be in probably like a studio the whole time. No, we went to see the original spots. We run on the bridge, original bridge. We come to Jamaica, we went to Trenchtown. It's like we went to Cane River. We did everything so we could feel it, so this movie is magical, very emotional and very magical, and you're going to feel it. My father, family man, teach me everything I know, and to listen to the stories over the years and live with him and eat with him, it's like being there. I'm not acting like him. I have to be him. Because even off the camera, we still had to be in character. So even like Hector, who play Carly, me and Hector become real brothers. We even still talk like brothers now.
Ziggy was there the whole time, making sure everything was in order. And he had Neville Garrett who was there with Ziggy, looking over everything. I mean, every morning Ziggy is there early, you know. We come anytime, no matter what time, even if it's late, he's still there. So that's why it's gonna be the right way. So that is the right way. As we will say, peace, love, and unity. That is the order of what we represent.
Well, you know, February is Grandpa's month already, and then the 14th is Love Day, and you know, him is the love general. So perfect day, perfect month. This is the home of it all, so this is very crucial and very important that we're representing here and giving the Jamaican people a moment to also experience this. Yeah, man. Oh, he's my teacher. Not just music, I mean life, honey. There's always a message or a song that represents something somewhere in my life.
I think Bob Marley's work and legacy has had such an impact on global affairs. I think Bob Marley's music has been and continues to be the anthem of liberation struggles right across the world. I think his music adds voice to the voiceless, people who have been oppressed. And as the generations move on, his work may fade in the background. So it's very important that we continue to reestablish his work and his impact. And I think the film does this in a very big way. And that the producers and makers of the film have chosen to use the Jamaican backdrop adds the authenticity to the film, the legitimacy to the film. And that the world premiere is here is also significant. It pays a great honor to the Jamaican culture and to Bob's life as well. I think clearly it's Bob's very strong resistance. This idea of resisting oppression, speaking up and standing up. I think that's very important. It speaks to the Jamaican spirit. We have a word for it, it's called taloa. And I think you will see that in the film. But it is also a testament to the incredible pool of culture and talent that exists in Jamaica.
Bob Marley was, you know, a symbol of love, a symbol of, you know, just joy and peace. So definitely, especially on that day, that is the message that people need to hear and the legacy that they need to, you know, embrace. Pretty much parallel to what I said earlier, just the message of love and peace and unity, because that's what the man stood for. And, you know, that's what the whole, you know, reggae music is about, love and peace. And, you know, especially with what's going on in the world, you know, that's the message we want to get out there. We want people to be unified. We want people to just show love and feel love, you know, so definitely. I want them to feel the love, bro.
The day of the release of the movie is Valentine's Day, so it's a day that people, you know, fall in love, and love is everything. One love is everything, which means all of us are the same. We all love one another as brothers and sisters, and the day my father actually met Bob Marley was Valentine's Day, so, you know, it's a real one love, you know what I mean? And it's a full circle for us, and we're happy to be here, you know?
Yeah, it's a pleasure, because this means a lot to the world. Right now we're having a little wars going on. We need to clean it up. The world belongs to everyone. No special country, to everyone.
I mean, it's special for all of us because we were all born here. My father was born here, I was born here. We're representing Jamaica to the fullest. So Jamaica is a very small place on this world when it comes to the size of but look how big we are, as in look how big Bob Marley's face is. I believe Bob Marley is the most influential artist and the most positive artist that ever lived.
Yeah, so we want to say thanks for the support and the love. People like Brad Pitt and others who helped to produce this movie.
Ziggy Marley,
Stella, the Marley family, everybody. Yeah. And
Ray Ronaldo, especially the director, my brother, man.
So anyway, we want to make sure the world enjoys this and learns from it and move on and make it a better place.
I mean, it's super special for me because when I've always thought about them making a Bob Marley movie, but it's been so long that I've never seen a biopic of Bob. So it's like, I never thought it was actually ever gonna happen. So when I seen the casting call, and I said, wow, is this real? Like, I didn't really think it was real. So I kind of pushed it to the side. I was working on my album, you know, very focused on mixing and mastering my album. And then I thought about it one day, like, what if this is real? And I go to the movie theaters and I'm sitting down in like a crowd of 100 people and I see someone representing my dad who I feel like is not probably representing the way that I know it can be represented, you know? And I would be there like, I want to jump out. I'm going to see and be like, that's my dad. Like, you know, that's embarrassing for me. I'd rather be like, try at least to get the role and you know what I'm saying, see what happens. So I said, you know what? I know this guy like the back of my hand. You know what I'm saying? I literally followed him my whole life on tour, you know, I'm watching him, and he taught me the guitar solos, and we played along, and we practiced along, and we performed along. So I was like, you know what, this is easy for me. I'm a performer. I do this every day. I sing, I rap, I go on stage, I rehearse, I do this. So acting is the same thing. He was an actor in the film when he was young, and I feel like it's just in my blood, because he used to carry around a camera, and you know, we used to take it and be like, yo, let's do our own movie, you know? So I used to practice. I was working on a TV series with Tory Lanez, so I was well prepped for this moment, you know what I'm saying? As in just being there and being able to fulfill my acting career. So I'm happy to be here and step foot into this league and, you know, keep the legacy alive. I'm gonna ask you 2 more things. I had all the moves down pat, and he was like, man, you got it all. You just forgetting this one move. He was like, do this one move right here. I was like, all right, I got you, Dad. I won't forget it. So I made sure I nailed that, and it should be in the film. You'll be able to see that Junior Marvin bop, and you'll be like, yeah. Now, when you watch Live at the Rainbow and anything from those tours in 1977 to 78, you'll be like, nah, this guy, woo, woo, Ric Flair.
I think he did an excellent job. He did it better than me. Very proud of him. He's got talent. Well, unconditional love. Go home with the unconditional love in your heart. You can never go wrong.
I mean, Bob is an icon here, and he has made such an impact in the world, and I think the first place we want to celebrate him is at home. So we're really excited about that. And to see his life on the big screen, I'm actually can't wait to see it. I think for a small country, we're always so prideful, and to have an individual that transcends the small country that we have here is also, you know, it's brilliant and it's fantastic. And for me to be able mentioned in the same category as Bob Marley is huge, because everywhere in the world you go, everybody knows who Bob is. And I think for us as a tiny country, especially for young Jamaicans who are coming up, they too can understand that they can have an impact. Doesn't matter the size of your country or where you're from, because Bob is from Trenchtown, so, you know, an inner city. So for me, that says a lot about our country, and just being able to have that impact and to know that you too can be as big as Bob. You know, I think it's important for the family, especially because they would have learned the history and have all the memories from their mom, you know, passing down to this generation and also to their grandkids. I think it's important that the family tells that story, because they would have had a personal interaction and a more close-knit to be able to tell that story. So I think that was really important, and I guess I want to big up Ziggy for producing this. And I think for me as a Jamaican, it makes me feel proud to be able to witness this and to know that the family has, you know, done such a tremendous job in carrying on the name of the Marley.
Bob's birthday is in February. Black History Month is in February. One Love on February. I like that. I like the sound of that, man. It's amazing. It's a great date for us, and I'm really excited by that. To be here with the people of Jamaica, our cast, our crew. We shot here in Jamaica. We shot in Trenchtown. Amazing to share it with them, share it with the Marley family. This movie's a gift. It's a real blessing to be a part of it. We focus on a period of time of musical creation, musical genius. Bob went into overdrive, and he created one of the greatest albums of the 20th century. So we focus on that period of time to show people the man behind the music, or at least a window into his life. And look, can't ever tell a person's life in 2 hours, but we tried to show you enough that encapsulates, and I think we found the right window to do that. Of course, I was a fan, a big fan, a huge fan. In our household, it was just a staple. It was like something that you had to have. And so hearing that music, but I think what was interesting about making this movie was trying to understand the lyrics in a way that I never heard them before. And that was a deeper understanding for me in going through the process of making this movie. So I hope we bring audiences closer to the lyrics of the music. When you put incredible actors in the room, they're searching for the truth, they're searching for the authenticity, and they're searching for the real true meaning of why they're making this story. And so they both dug deep in order to deliver that. I know that Kingsley had a whole camp set up in order to transform into Bob, and what a magnificent job he does. But together was finding that core relationship. So to have that access, you can get those performances nuanced. And I think we were just very fortunate and blessed to have that access. From day one, Ziggy was on the call that brought me onto this project as a producer. So I'm so grateful to him personally, the whole Marley family, Sedella, Rita, Steven, everybody that I met to help, champion this film. They gave us access. They gave us their truth, and that's all I could ask for. I hope it's an inspiration for the next generation of people that don't know Bob Marley, for my kids, for my sons, that will get to see that and learn about him and his life and learn about Rita and her life. It's an amazing opportunity for people, but everyone will take something different. I know they'll laugh, they'll cry. There's a lot of joy in the film. It's a spirited movie with a big heart.